That's fine. I
Uh,
know it happens every once in a while for us, so
we were supposed to not do baseball tonight
yeah,
because the weather was so bad. It's been raining all day, and there's supposed to be like thunderstorms, so they're like, "Oh, we're probably gonna cancel." And then like the last minute, they're like, "Oh, we're setting the field up. Everything should be good to go."
man, that really sucks.
So then we got home. We got home at bedtime, and
Yeah,
then we had to eat dinner and all that stuff. Boyd fell
oh
asleep on
man,
the couch,
yeah,
so because he was beat.
out for the count.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he fell asleep on the couch. Brought him upstairs. He fell asleep in my bed, and I was like,
Oh,
"All right, let's go to your bed." So we went to his bed, and then he was like just kind of chilling for a while.
mm-hmm.
I was like, "Dude, you could barely keep your eyes open, dude. Go to sleep." But then he finally, when he was ready, it took like a minute,
Nice.
so that was good. And then I had to take out the garbage cans.
Yeah, ours got picked up today, so
Right on.
talking about feeling old, what's something that made you
Oh,
feel old recently, like instantly?
I was, I think I was putting my boots on, and I bent down, and my both of my knees and my hips popped loud enough that Penelope in the kitchen, so I was in the living room, she was in the kitchen, she goes, "What was that noise?"
That is funny.
And I was like, "Well, wow, I am falling apart."
So I recently had to go get to the foot doctor, ankle and foot doctor, to get my ankle looked at. And guess what? I'm getting custom orthotics
Ooh,
for my feet. So I was like, awesome. This is it. We're
yeah.
moving into it.
Yeah, you know what though? Caitlin went and she went to it's like Fleet Feet, I think, and they like had her stand on this thing that measured her feet and her arch and stuff like that, so she could get some running shoes that fit right. And they gave her these socks that are like super cushioned in the ankles or the ball in your heel and the ball of your foot and stuff like that. And she's like, "Man, these are the best socks. You got to get some."
Oh,
I'm like,
that's awesome.
those are definitely socks for people in their 40s and 50s. 60s. Like we're getting up there.
Yeah, well, it was weird. They did they have this 3D scan tool. So they took they positioned my foot in like this specific position and then they like did the 3D scan of my whole foot. So it was pretty interesting. It takes about 2 weeks for them to custom make them. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited,
That's the stuff you get excited about
right?
when you start getting old.
I'm gonna get a cane here soon.
I've got one.
Oh man.
I broke a couple, I think it was 2 years ago. I fell off my buddy's deck. I were at his birthday party for his kid, and I fell off the deck because he has no railing or anything. And so I fell off and I broke my foot and sprained my ankle.
Oh man.
And I came home, and it was funny because they had one of those big blow up bounce houses that you can rent.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell on the other side of that where nobody was. And so I'm laying on the ground, like in pain, like going, "Oh," like writhing in pain, and nobody can hear me.
Man.
So I get up and I walk and I hobble over, and I'm like, "Hey, I just broke my ankle. We need to go." And so we came home, and I sat up on the couch, and I don't think it's broken. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'll go to the doctor tomorrow if I have to. And I was a little swollen. And then I woke up the next morning and my whole ankle was purple. And I was
Oh,
like, all right, let's go to the doctor.
did it
And
swell up more too?
yeah, it was pretty bad. But
Man.
we got there and I asked him, I said, "Hey," we went to the walk-in and I was like, I said, "Hey, I think I broke my ankle." And so I had two Ace wraps on it because one wasn't enough. So I had two on it. And I went in there and they did the x-ray and everything. And the lady was like, "Okay, position your body, lay on your side, put your leg." And I was like, "I can't." And so, no, I was like, "No, no, 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 no. I cannot move that foot at all." And she's like, "Okay, well, let me help you." And she grabs it. And I'm like, "Don't freaking grab it." And so she's like, "I see the bruising." Okay. And we went through the whole thing.
You couldn't see the swelling of the ankle?
Yeah. And so we went through this whole thing and we got the x-rays and they we went back in, talked to the doctor. They gave me another wrap for it. And I said, "Do I have to have a boot?" And he was like, "I don't think you're going to need a boot." I said, "Okay, great." So I went back, picked up the kids, got the phone call, and the nurse called and she was like, or not the nurse, she's not the nurse, she's like the x ray tech or whatever. Maybe she was a nurse, I don't remember. Not important. And she's like, "Hey, yeah, you've got your heel is cracked, like all the way from like one side to the other." And yeah, you got like a really bad sprain on your ankle. She's like, I'm surprised your ankle's not broken. And I was like, okay, cool. So we came home and I'm kind of hobbling on it. And Caitlin calls me or messages me from work. And she said, "Do you want a cane?" I said, "I do not want a cane. Do not make me use a cane. I already feel like an idiot. Don't make me use a cane." A couple hours later, Amazon shows up with a freaking cane. I don't want to admit it, but that cane was a lifesaver, dude. That thing was
Oh,
great.
that's awesome. Well, welcome back to the Husband to Hangout. Today we're talking about moments where you realize, yeah, we're getting old.
Not a spring chicken anymore.
No, not at all. Physical reality hits. Recovering taking forever, needing sleep to function, injuries from basic activities,
From walking
waking
off a
up,
deck.
yeah, waking up sore for no reason. Man,
But you know what? We had a storm come in, and we had a birch tree in our garden in front of our window, and it knocked the bird. It was a dead tree anyway. It needed to come out, but the storm knocked it down. And it took me a couple of hours of getting it all out of the ground and cut up and everything. And I was like, man, that was a good workout. The next morning, I woke up and just everything from my neck to my knees was just killing me. I was like, I feel like I shouldn't be this sore right now,
yeah.
but I hadn't worked out for a long time, so
Like a couple weeks ago, I mowed and weed whacked finally, the first time for the season before the grass got too out of hand.
mm,
I probably spent a good 3, 4 hours mowing and weed whacking, and the next day, my lower back, I
yeah.
woke up and I was just like, oh, it's there, it's stiff. I was like, what did I even do yesterday? I was like, all I did was mow and weed whack, and I was like, oh boy, these muscles are in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, I don't like massages like on my shoulders, like right here. I
Yeah.
hate it so much, but Caitlin loves it. It's like when I'm sore, she's like, "Oh, let me give you a massage." I'm like, "No, don't touch me." I'm like, I hate it so much. It's so uncomfortable. I don't know how people like it. It's so uncomfortable to me.
I don't know. I like my back being massaged along my spine and my shoulder blades just
Yeah,
because I hold a lot of like not stress there. So it's like it gets all bunched up and stuff.
yeah. See, I like it when it's like, yeah, you can't really see that. Uh, from like
Back there.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere back here. No, from like the middle to lower back, perfectly fine, right? I can get into that. Once it starts getting to the shoulders and above, I'm like, I don't like it. I feel like a witch is trying to grab me or something. It does not
When
feel
did your
great.
body stop cooperating with you?
I think we talked about this the last time a little bit, but when I was just trying to get rid of some yard waste
Hmm.
and I pinched my sciatic, and then you know what, man? I got to be honest. Lifted trucks are a young man's game. Just trying to work out of a lifted truck. I'm like, God, man, these knees,
I,
these knees don't like this.
I never understood work trucks, people lifting work trucks,
Yeah,
because you have to lift it that much higher to get into the truck. I just keep it stock or level the front end. Leveling the front end doesn't really change the rear of the vehicle, but it's
yeah,
like, come on, like it's a work truck.
yeah. The best thing ever was taking loads and loads of yard waste to the dump in my buddy's lowered Toyota. That's as great as it's a perfect height.
Yeah.
Like, and I know, like, bringing, when we start getting toys, dirt bikes and stuff, it's real easy to get a dirt bike into a lowered truck.
Oh, yeah. Way easier. I remember my motorcycle, the fuel pump went out on I-5 going southbound in Seattle. And I
Oh,
had to
that's a good
call my
place for it.
buddy. Yep, best place for it, I-5. But it was like 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night or something. I was
No,
riding
that's
with
not
a
too
group of
bad.
guys and they all pulled over. And I said, I just keep going. I already called. I got a buddy coming and he has Randy's white S10 that he had.
But
I
yeah,
don't know if you remember it. It was a little bit lowered and
yeah,
he
I'd
didn't
seen it.
even have a ramp for it. So we had to like manhandle it up into the back of
Oh
the
yeah, you
truck.
gotta get your reps in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
Yeah. That and I could not fix the carburetor on my pressure washer, and no matter what I did, I couldn't do it. And what I finally realized is I was installing a gasket backwards. But so I had to take it down to the lawn and saw place that they exclusively work on basically Hondas, and that's it. And so this was, I think, the day after I got my van, and I didn't want to put it in the van because the van was brand new. So I'm like, I'm not putting this in the van. This thing's dirty, it's wet. I'm not doing that. So I'll put it in the truck. I put it in the truck. I get down there and I'm getting it out of the truck and I'm like, so I was looking at when I got the van, I was looking at just a stock Dodge Ram.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had the same V6 and everything, just super base model. And I'm lugging this pressure washer in and out of my truck. The truck's lifted 6 or 7 inches. And I'm like, man, I wish I got that Dodge instead. This would be so much easier.
You just need to get a little like utility trailer
I
for
know.
it so you can just
I was
mob
looking at those
around.
the other day.
Oh, those things are awesome.
And my neighbor's got one that's got the ramp that folds up and down. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
Lowe's
I
sells them
think
now.
he told me he got his off Craigslist for like $500.
Yeah, they're cheap. I mean, well, not down here. It's hard down here because a lot of people in Oregon will sell theirs for like super cheap. But
Yeah.
Oregon, you don't need license plates for utility trailers that are under a certain amount. So it's
Oh,
like
okay.
buying it, and then I looked. I was like, oh, you got to go through Washington State Patrol
Hmm.
inspection, then you got to get it titled, and you got to jump
Yep.
through all these hoops. And I'm like, nope, not even touching it.
You used to be able to go down to Oregon and buy a car and register it in Washington, and you wouldn't have to pay the sales tax on it because you bought it in Oregon. So people
Yeah.
kept doing that. I guess they caught on
Mm-hmm.
and they changed that. So now wherever you register it, that's whose tax code you have to follow.
Oh, that's lame.
I know.
Can't cheat the system anymore. Oh, we're not young anymore. Moment.
There's a lot of them, especially now that I have like young kids that are in school. I'm like, I sit there, I see some of the stuff they say, and I'm like, I look at Caitlin, I'm like, there's no way we were this douchey. I'm like, we were not. There's no way we were like this. And she's like, yeah, we kind of were.
Oh,
And I'm
yeah.
like, there's no way. She's like, yeah, we were just like that growing up.
Yep. It's just realization. You see that, you've seen that rule where the reel where the kid goes, don't you know what 6-7 means? And the parent's like, no. And you're like, you're an idiot. And then the mom goes, well, do you know what 369 means? And they're like, no. And it's like, you're stupid.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
it's like
that
that
hits
too.
so hard.
I know, especially, and I'm like, but at least our stuff was like when we were growing up and we are doing kind of this lame stuff. At least it was kind of like, at least our stuff was cooler. She's like,
Yeah.
no, probably not. We just think
It's
we just think it's cooler because it was us.
right. It's just the generation coming through.
Yeah, and I hate it so much.
I don't know. I don't remember what slang term my son was using, but I don't even remember what it was, but I caught him and I was like, nope, we're not doing that. I was like, nope. I was like, I know what it means. I was like, you don't know what it means, but it wasn't bad or
We keep
anything,
it
but I'm
that
just
way.
like, we're not doing it. We're not using
Yeah.
slang in the house.
Sorry, I got Jolene today. We're at Boyd's baseball game, and Boyd got a hit, and he run, and the other team was so much. They're so much better. It was so bad. I felt bad for Boyd's team because these guys like they had it together. They knew what they were doing. And this one kid playing first was just getting everybody out, and Boyd made it to first without getting out. And
Nice.
I was like, all right. I said, Jolene, say, because she was like, oh yeah, Boyd. I was like, say, hell yeah, brother. And so Jolene says, hell yeah, brother. And Keon's like, oh my gosh. So she found out, she realized that, mom doesn't want me to say this. So she just kept over and over and over, just hell yeah, brother.
Oh,
And like, I can't make her stop because I'm laughing.
that's
How,
awesome.
how am I supposed to tell her to stop when she sees me laughing hysterically?
Right. Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, I think another good one that I realized that I'm not young anymore is we got some kids up the road that one of them is like really into BMX. And I'm like, and the guy, my neighbor across the street is also, but he's like, I think he just turned 30. But he still, rides his bike and stuff. And this other kid is like 9 or 10 and he's, kind of learning how to do it. And I'm like, oh, I used to do that when I was your age. He was like, oh yeah, yeah, show me something. I'm like, oh, there's no way I can show you. Like I get on a bike and I try to bunny hop and I'm like, nope, nope, this is
I'm gonna break
it.
something. I'm
Yeah,
gonna fall.
I can't do this anymore. It was all you guys. Have fun.
Yep. Oh man. What do you get excited about now that I can't even wow. That shows you how tired I am right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try this again. I'm gonna cut that out. What do you get excited about now that younger you would laugh at?
Ooh, I read this question and I immediately was like, I remember what birthday it was. It was a couple years ago for my birthday. I got my Cobalt wagon that can
Oh,
hold, for one, it can hold 1,000 pounds, and it has like a dump feature.
mm-hmm.
That thing, I was so stoked to get that and put it together. I was like, this is the best birthday ever. And I'm like, and then like Kendall's like, you can tell that you're in your 30s and you're a dad because this is what you get excited about for your
Oh
birthday
yeah.
is this wagon. I'm like, dude, this thing is sick.
We just got the Costco Gorilla one.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's super. I put that together last night for Ashley. I was excited. Well, one, because my wheelbarrow went out, but two, I can tote the boys around and
Oh
keep
yeah,
them
dude, the kids
together.
love it. The kids love it. I put them all in it and drag them around the backyard.
Oh,
Boyd's started doing it now. He put the girls in it and he'll just drag them around the backyard. I can just sit down on the porch in the shade with my little seltzer water. I got LaCroix today.
oh, talking about seltzer water, we got a new one that I just found. Clear
Ooh.
America. It's a Walmart brand, or it's at Walmart. I don't know. But it's not as fizzy as the Kirkland brand ones. And it's zero sugar, 0 calories, zero caffeine, and zero
Mm.
sodium.
That's good because
So
when I'm sick and all we have is the Kirkland ones, I don't like it because they are really, really fizzy. Like
they
my
are.
throat's really sore, so I'm like trying to drink it and it's super fizzy and it does not feel great.
But it reminds me of Coke, the Kirkland brand ones. It reminds me of
Yeah.
Coke because when I used to work as an electrician in attics and breathing in the insulation and stuff working up
Yeah.
there, I would always drink a Coke because it would help like push the carbonation would help
Uh, just
push
clear
at,
it all out.
yeah. So that's
Okay,
what it
that makes
reminds me of,
sense.
and I think that's why I like them so much.
Yeah. Okay, okay, I get that. Yeah, no, it's funny talking about the stuff that like we get excited about now because I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking at tractors. I'm like, I don't even really need one of these, but the
Oh,
old
you
guy
can
in
store it
me,
at my house,
yeah, good. Well, the old guy in me is like looking at it, I'm like, oh, this would be a good harvest this season. I need a
right?
tractor.
I'm gonna plant some corn in my backyard,
Yeah,
and well, you got some flowers that you're gonna have to harvest, so.
yeah, yeah. We're doing that. We're getting our garden up front already, and we got a couple garden boxes out back that we usually will grow stuff to make salsa in the garden
Nice.
boxes. That's another thing too, is when we plant stuff and it grows and the squirrels don't eat it all. That's a good. I understand what like people back in like the 17
Yeah.
when their crops didn't get wiped out by a bad winter. I
Hmm.
think I understand them now.
So you can get deer netting and put over your
Yeah.
stuff. That's what we
That's what we
use.
need to do.
We just actually the other day, actually, we planted a row of tubers, a half row. So we're getting them in the ground now. So
Nice.
I
Okay.
was
Cool.
excited for her. We're getting the
Yeah.
season going and still packing up boxes and
Yeah.
getting orders out.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, getting ready for that next harvest. I'm excited for digging up 700 tubers again.
Hey, get your workout, huh?
Yeah, definitely being on my knees with the pitchfork, digging out clumps of tubers.
Hey, you know what?
You'll be there.
We'll come down, and I'll let Boyd loves helping in the garden.
Yeah. Well,
So
this is a little more
we'll
than helping in the
yeah,
garden.
well, we'll send Boyd down. He'll get that taken care of for you.
Awesome. Ashley told me we normally don't do a garden anymore since we started the flower farm, but Ashley is letting me get 4 plants. So I'm getting jalapenos, banana peppers, and 2 tomatoes plants.
Nice.
So that's all I get this season.
Nice. I think the last time we had a tomato, a couple tomatoes, poblano. Geez, what do we have? Tomatoes, poblanos, onions, carrots, cucumbers, and strawberries.
Nice.
And we were able to get no tomatoes because the squirrels ate them all. No cucumbers because the squirrels ate them all. We got two poblanos, no carrots because they got all dug up,
Oh man.
and I think the onions we waited too long to harvest them,
Oh, okay.
and so they just rotted. But that one was on us, not the squirrels.
Bummer. Yeah. If you lived out here where I live, you can get your small game permit and take care of those
I
squirrels
know,
and have
I
squirrel
know.
stew.
Well, I was reading about them. So our problem is we have people up the road who feed them,
Oh, okay.
and so now the neighbor's like overrun with them.
Oh
But
man.
I was looking it up, and so it's the western gray squirrel is protected here, but the
Yeah.
eastern gray squirrel is not, and they look pretty similar.
Hmm.
And so, I'm like, if I can just get out there with like a BB gun or my air, my pellet gun or something, and just keep those bastards out of my garden, which I feel like is another was a very old guy thing to do.
Right.
So I got that going for me.
Yeah, another thing I got excited about, we got a patch of dirt in our backyard that I've been trying to grow grass on for the last 2 years, and
Is it finally
this
coming?
year, I finally got grass growing on it.
All
So
right.
excited.
Nice, nice. This whole
Oh,
conversation really reminds me. Did you ever see that Jeff Foxworthy special? Where? No, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. He's talking about young guys versus old guys, and young guys can make like anything into an innuendo.
mm-hmm.
And so a woman will drive up and be like, "Hey, do you know where I can get my tires rotated?" And young guys will be like, "Yeah, I'll rotate your tires." But us older guys will be like, down the road, two lights, take a left. There's another right. There's a shop there. I even have a coupon for that. Actually, that is so accurate too.
Yep,
Because
it is.
I have my neighbor across the street who's he's I don't know, he's like 8 years younger than me maybe. And when he first moved to here, there was a couple girls who were younger than us, and they'd be out, in like short shorts and whatever, and he's like, "Oh, look at that! Oh yeah!" And I'm just looking, I'm like, "It's a little cold, isn't it? She's got to be cold." And he'll be like, "Oh, look at her, she's bending over," and I'm like, "That looks heavy. I wonder if she needs help with that."
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Dude, I'm married with kids. What am I gonna
Way
do?"
different.
Like what? Yeah, I was like, I'm in my 30s. I'm married with kids. I don't care about the young girls walking around here.
Oh,
I don't care even a little bit.
and more of a problem than anything.
Yeah. Oh, actually, the girl across the street, all of his kids are super kind and respectful,
Mm-hmm.
very nice, awesome. So I wasn't too worried about that. But my thing was, I'm like, isn't this kind of gross?
Or a creep. You're creeping
Yeah,
out, man.
isn't this kind of gross? Like, I don't know, man. This feels kind of icky to me. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, I got two daughters, and if my daughter was now, granted, I mean, it's not like she was, super young. She was legal, but the
Yeah.
age difference was enough that I'm like, that's
Yeah.
legal and moral are two different things, and
That
you're
they
you're
are.
you're getting kind of weird, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't like this one bit.
Kind of reminds me of Stranger Danger. Get away from me.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, dude, I'm like, buddy, you need like a white panel van, get you, your free candy sign or whatever.
Freaking.
Like, yeah, you're kind of a weird dude.
Yeah.
So,
We sound like our parents. I think I would have to say, our parents always used to be like, close the doors, keep the doors shut. And
oh, the
then,
lights
like,
being on.
lights, and don't touch the thermostat.
Yep.
Can't do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. My big one is I don't remember this growing up being an issue. My kids cannot remember to flush a toilet to save their life.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, every time I go to the bathroom, it's like there's somebody has been in there and just not flushed. And I'm like, I come out of the bathroom like a madman. Who used this bathroom last? You need to flush the toilet. And then and they all deny it. Oh, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm like, okay, no, I need to be an investigator. And so I'm just like, look, guys. So finally, I just like, look, guys. If you go to the bathroom after you go potty, but before you wash your hands, just flush the
Mm-hmm.
toilet. It's
Yeah.
not hard. Okay, so Boyd's good with it. Penelope is hit or miss. Jolene, never. She never flushes the toilet unless I remind her.
Yeah. Rhett just now figured out that he can flush the toilet.
Yeah.
Because before he couldn't push the lever,
Oh
like it would
yeah.
start to go, but it wouldn't fully depress.
Yeah.
So now
See
he's
that
got
one
it
gets a
down. So I'm
pass.
like,
That
yeah,
one I feel like you get a
younger
pass because
kids, I
you're
get
making
it.
the effort. You're making the effort.
Yep.
Jolene has every ability to flush the toilet. She just refuses to.
That's funny.
And I get so mad. I'm like, look, guys, if you leave your pee in the toilet, eventually it leaves a stain around the toilet that then has to be cleaned up. And sometimes it doesn't come off all the way. So this big, ugly yellow ring, and I don't want to deal
Mm-hmm.
with it. And because who else doesn't like it? Mom doesn't like it. And then I have to deal with that. So can we please
Yep.
just flush the toilet?
Get a double whammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, my dad. was always about, doing things right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so annoying, when I was growing up, because it's always like I'd wash the car, and he's like, we'd go over the tooth comb. Oh, you missed it. This big of a spot right there. You missed it. Like, oh, you missed one little. You didn't dry this part on the window very well, so now I can see watermarks.
Oh
Or
man.
there's just like little things like that. Or like if we're building something, it's like, don't cut corners. You do it right the first time. You don't do it again. I'm like, oh, shut up, Dad. And
Man.
then now whenever like Boyd's doing something, like, hey, just remember, if you do it right this time, you don't have to do it again later. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my dad does that.
Yep. Turning into your dad. I just read this article on like showing your kids how to do something like chores or different things
Mm,
around the house, and it was like a three-step thing. It was first you show them, then second you do it with them, and then the third time you watch them do it to make sure that they're doing it right the entire time.
yeah, that
And I
makes
thought that
sense.
was like the coolest thing ever because I had never thought about it that way of like showing them, then doing it with them so then they
Yeah.
understand and they have questions. And then the third time, or, fourth, fifth, whatever, how many times in between showing them and them doing it on their own. I
Hmm.
just thought that was kind of a cool idea.
No, that's interesting. I always just say if they want to, yeah, if it's something that like obviously if they need to do it right, then obviously I'll help them. But if it's something like little, I'm always just like, okay, just do it.
Yeah.
Like figure it out. Just figure it out because like I know most of the time they have the ability to figure it out on their own.
Yeah.
If it's something like little, excuse me. If it's
Uh,
something like little, I know they can do it on their own. They just have gotten used to, especially my girls, not so much boy, but my girls have gotten used to, oh, dad'll just do it for me if I ask nicely.
give
That's
you the
on me.
puppy
That's
dog
yeah,
guys.
that's on me. I did that to myself. So now I have to kind of go through them like if they need like, put your shoes on. Well, I can't. I gotta if you want to go outside, put your shoes on. Well, can
Mm-hmm.
you? No, you do it. Well, can you help me? No, I know you know how to do it. Just do it. And so they fuss and they throw a fit and stuff like that. But Penelope usually, if I kind of stand my ground long enough, she'll be like, all right, I'll go do it. Jolene, not so much. Jolene just gets mean about it. And so then I have to kind of deal with her throwing a fit. I'm like, you know what? We just won't go outside. If you can't put your shoes on, like you're 4 years old, your shoes don't have laces, they're slip on Vans. If, I understand, the left and right foot is kind of tricky sometimes. I get that. But you're 4 years old. Slide your
Yeah.
foot into the damn shoe and let's go play outside. Or like same with
Uh,
getting dressed in the morning. They always decide that, oh, I need help. I watched you do this exact thing yesterday morning. Oh, well, now I need help. Now I don't know how to do it. Did you get hit in the head in the
man.
middle of the night? Like, what do you mean you don't know how to do it? You did it yesterday.
Yeah, I know our youngest son is like hit and miss on getting dressed, and if I'm just like, I'm done, I'm not even like, okay, you take your shirt off and I'll put your new shirt back on. And then,
Yeah.
the same for the bottoms and stuff. But it's funny, he hates wearing shoes. So we've got these gray boots that he's just almost worn out.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's
Uh,
awesome.
the girls both have sparkly, like glitter on them, their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that, like, Penelope, I guess both of them really now, uh, how hard they go in those shoes because there's not a whole lot of glitter left on them. And they haven't had them for a super long time, but
Yeah.
they are running out of glitter.
I think kids' clothes are not meant to last very long because they're just growing so fast and they're going into the next
Yeah.
size.
Yeah, I think expensive kids' clothes are most of the time a scam. And that drives me crazy because some of the stuff that's like, oh, this is so cute. Oh, this is great. They would love this. I'm like, they've got 6 months with it.
Yep. And
But what I
unless you're going to
also
keep it
hate,
forever.
what I also hate is Boyd is so big. And so we tell people that how big, he's big. He's the average size of like a 10-year-old now.
Hmm.
And he's 7. And so we're like, hey, if you're going to buy him clothes, buy bigger sizes because
Yeah.
and so they see that he's big, and so they buy him shirts that are way too big.
Oh, so you can grow into them.
Yeah, well, so he wears like a size like 9 t-shirt,
Oh, dang.
and his grandparents, he loves Godzilla, right?
Hmm.
That's like his favorite. He freaking loves Godzilla. So his grandparents bought him size 14 Godzilla shirts, and I'm like, he can't wear these. Are huge. These are like almost down to his knees.
Man. man.
Like, so great, you got him shirts that he loves, and now he just has to look at them for the next couple years.
Hey, but they'll be gone and out of style, right? Nobody will
Yeah,
have them because everybody else will have worn them out. So he'll
yeah,
have this nice nostalgic
yeah,
shirt that he'll be able to wear that nobody else will have.
yeah. We've been letting him. He'll usually now will just put on a pair of like basketball shorts when he gets
Mm-hmm.
home and one of those shirts, and he'll sleep
Oh,
in that.
nice.
So he still gets to wear them, to bed and stuff like that.
Nice.
But he's excited for friggin' summer because I told him we'd watch a bunch of Godzilla movies over summer.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so now he's like, dude, let's get to it, buddy.
Let's get out of school and start the summer fun.
Yeah, let's do Godzilla. He wants to do Star Wars too because we
Oh,
haven't watched any of the Star Wars together yet,
nice. That'll be
and
cool.
so he's pretty stoked about that.
Nice. Well, a short one today, but what's your biggest I'm getting old moment? Let us know in the comments. And yeah,
Yeah, I think this is the latest we've went on one of
this
these.
is this is the late recording. I'm a little tired, but that's okay. We're getting to it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm tired, but I'll be up for another 2.5 hours, so
And I'll probably be out in the next 9 minutes.
perfect.